In this lesson, you will solve equations with the variable on each side, and you'll solve equations involving grouping symbols. So we have a couple vocabulary today. The first is identity. It's an equation that is true for every value of the variable, and the sign is going to be the infinity sign. So you're going to get something that is a true statement, like 12 is equal to 12, or B is equal to B. Those things are true, always. So that would be an infinity. The second vocabulary is empty set. That's an equation that is not true for every value of the variable. The symbol is this open circle with a line through it. That's called empty set. And you'll get a situation that's not true, like 6 is equal to 12. Hey, that's not true, so that's an empty set. Or B is equal to V. That's not true, so that's an empty set. So looking at some examples here, we want to solve 2 plus 5k equals 3k minus 6. So the first thing we have to do is we have to make sure our boat is packed. What I mean by that is if I'm going to go canoeing, does it make sense for me to, put my oar in the boat, go across the river, and then say, oh, I forgot my life jacket. Go back and get my life jacket, then put that in the canoe? No, that doesn't make sense. We have to pack our boat first before we go across the river. So what I mean by that in algebra is we make sure, is everything simplified here? Do I have parentheses? Do I have anything I need to simplify? Well, no? Okay, that boat's packed. How about over here? No? Okay, that boat's packed. So now I can work across. Another thing that I recommend is to always try to stay positive. So that means I'm going to move these 3k's over here because 5 is bigger. If I move these 5 over here, I'm going to start working with negative numbers, and I just want to stay positive. So I'm going to subtract 3k. That's how I'm going to start. So on this side, I have 2 plus 5k minus 3k is 2k equals negative 6. Now I have one variable on this side, and remember, our goal in algebra is always to have a variable on one side and a number on the other. So what I'm going to do is now follow order of operations in reverse. See how this is adding 2? So I'm going to subtract 2, and I have 2k is equal to negative 6 minus 2 is negative 8. And now finally I want to get k by itself, so I divide by 2, and I get k is equal to negative 4. And then you can check, you can plug this in and check it and make sure that it works. Now, do you like fractions? Not too many people do. And so I'm going to show you something you can do if you don't like fractions. If you like fractions, you're just going to solve the same way. Pack your boat, try to stay positive, solve for a variable. But if you don't like fractions, watch. Do you see how this is an x divided by 2, which is a fraction half, and this is 1/4? I can get rid of all the fractions by multiplying by the greatest denominator, in this case 4. So I'm going to multiply every term here by a 4. Because in math, if you multiply by one thing, you have to multiply by them all. So what is 4x divided by 2? Well, that's 2x. Plus 4 times 1 is 4 equals a fourth of 4x, which would be just x, minus 24. If you need to pause it and look at that again, go ahead, or rewind it, that's fine. But now I've eliminated all of the fractions, so this is really nice. This boat is packed, this boat is packed. So I want to try to stay positive, so I'm going to move this x over here because 2 is bigger than 1. And I have now x plus 4 is equal to negative 24. As you can see here, this is an add 4, so I want to subtract 4, and I have x is equal to negative 28. And you can plug that in and check it if you'd like. This is so much cleaner and so much easier by eliminating the fraction. All right, moving on. Now we have a grouping symbol. This boat is not packed. It is not packed because I have parentheses. So what I have to do first is get this boat packed. So I'm going to distribute. So that's 15x minus 12 minus 10x. Is this boat packed now? Nope, because I have these two x's I can put together. So I have to pack this boat first. So I'm just going to rewrite what I have on the left side. What's 15x minus 10x? That is 5x. Now, I have a situation where I have the same number with the same variable. This tells me it's going to be either an identity or an empty set. Let's go ahead and subtract the 5x's and see what happens. This is 5 is equal to negative 12. Is that ever true? Nope. So this is what we call an empty set. And you can just write the empty set symbol. Moving on here, Is this boat packed? No, there's parentheses, so I distribute. So 3 times 2b is 6b minus 3 minus 7 is equal to 6b minus 10. Is this boat packed now? No. What I have to do is get these together because they're both numbers. So if I have minus 3 minus 7, that's really minus 10. Hey, look here. What do I see? Same number, same variable. So I know this is going to be identity or empty set. And so let's just subtract the 6b to c. Subtract 6b, and I get negative 10 is equal to negative 10. When is that true? Always? So this is what we put an infinity symbol for. This is identity, because it's always true. Now, in a situation, we want to clear the parentheses, which means distribute, pack your boat, look for addition and subtraction, look for multiplication and division. These are the steps you want to use to follow, and I also have those in your notes. So we want to find the value of x so that the figures have the same area. So we have 10 times x, which I can write as 10x, for the area of this figure. This is 3 plus x times 6. So I want to say I want 10x equal to 3 plus x, all of that times 6. Well, parentheses are involved, and so I have to distribute first. So 10x is equal to 18 plus 6x. Well, as you can see here, I have a variable here, and this variable is alone, so I want to move this variable over, plus this is bigger. So I subtract 6x, and I get 4x is equal to 18, divide by 4, and x is equal to, I'll just look at my 9/2, which would be 4.5 for your centimeters.